welcome to Podcast 23. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Melissa.
And we're a knit shop in Montreal, Quebec, Canada called
Espace Tricot.
Yeah, so we're happy to be back. We're doing a little quick and dirty one.
This is just a quick bonus episode practically. Before Rhinebeck, we weren't sure if we were actually gonna record one before we head off on Friday.
Friday morning.
I want to leave on Thursday. Yeah,
I
early
know,
Friday morning.
Well, maybe we could. Oh. No, Sean's out of town. I can't leave Thursday. Bummer.
Can't leave our kids unattended overnight. Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Not old enough yet. But we're leaving quite early. We're going to have to leave around, Françoise and I are going to have to leave around 5 to come and get you.
Oh.
Because we have to be there for 12. So it's about a 5.5 hour drive, and we have to come get you. I don't even think the second cup will be open at that hour.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Make sure you have a cuppa before you come and get me, Elise.
So,
so we actually have to be there. We're going to be there around noon so that we can attend the very opening of India Untangled because we are sponsors this year. So we... I guess the benefit of sponsorship
early
is you get in
entry.
early. Yes, exactly. So we're excited about that. And then I think we'll be there from about 1 to 3 or so, right, Lisa?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're what's really good with us is we're just going to play it by ear. You know, we have some things that we've sort of booked already, like we have a lunch and we have a couple of dinners, but really during the day, we just want to just be there. And
we want to be kind of spontaneous and organic, but there's actually quite a lot of ground we have to cover or would like to cover. So India Untangled is actually in Saugerties this year. It's previously been in Kingston. And actually the Needles Up is in Kingston where India Untangled was previously. So we have to somehow get from Saugerties to Kingston before that all wraps up.
Yeah,
and
so
then over to...
Back to wherever
we're staying. So
we're I mean it's gonna
be fun.
And Françoise is coming with us, so that's great, and she has a great sense of direction too. Yeah. So that's she's gonna help us navigate. Last year I had an excuse because I had a broken wrist. Melissa doesn't drive standard, so Françoise had to do it all. But
it's
now
I'm so happy I don't drive standard
for
that reason now.
And I
get to knit the whole way.
I know that's the problem. It's not that I mind driving, but it's like it's not fun. I don't get to knit. So Françoise and I will take turns, and you'll pay us back in other ways, Melissa.
I'll be doing a lot, doing the coffee run.
Yeah, exactly. While we're sleeping. So that's really fun. So we're gonna leave super early Friday morning, and we're gonna be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then head back home Sunday evening. So and then there was a bit of a worry that Françoise wouldn't get her immigration papers. She's Swiss, so I told her
she
should
needs to get her permanent residence card renewed periodically, and so she realized just maybe a month ago that it was coming up for renewal. So but it came through, right?
Yeah, it came through. And then the other little stress we had about Rhinebeck is because we're sponsors, there's going to be some goodie bags for India Untangled, and so we had to send our shipment. So what we had ordered. We were supposed to send it October 1st, but the stuff that we had ordered, we ended up sending October 2nd, which is no big deal. Melissa's like, I really want to make sure it gets there. She pays for extra insurance, extra speedy service.
It was 2-day delivery. It was supposed to be there.
And then it got stuck in customs.
Yeah. For no reason. I mean, they weren't inspecting it or anything. Apparently that whole shipment just was not processed.
So a gazillion emails later, and the deadline for us to get it to Lisa. was... she was leaving Monday morning this morning.
Yeah, so she needed it by today.
Yeah.
And it arrived on Saturday.
So we were very excited about that.
We were praying. We were praying all the, what was it? The patron saint of hopeless causes?
Yeah, St. Jude. St. Jude. I come from a Catholic background.
And I'm like, who's that? Who's the saint?
I'm like, every time we would lose something, my grandmother would be like, you got to pray to St. Anthony. And I swear to God, it worked all the time. I'm like, okay, who's the patron saint of hopeless cases? Lost causes. So I Googled that. So I'm like, everyone in the store, even if you're not Catholic, just pray to St. Jude. It's going to show up.
Well, we did it, and it worked.
So that was good. So a little tip there if anybody needs to have that. So anyway, so that was fun. So we're preparing for that. We'll be at the Podcaster Hill.
Yes, we'll be on the hill for the podcast. And I was looking it up yesterday. At least I actually don't know what time it's at. If it's at 1 or 2 or
it's in the afternoon.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be there, and we're excited. We're just so excited to meet fellow podcasters as well as fellow knitters. So
that'll be good.
And please, I know, and I'm just saying this because I know how I personally feel about approaching people. Do not be shy to come up and say hello to us, stop us, because I can't tell you how many people I have not met because I was too shy to go.
It's true. Last year I was like nudging you, like, go, and you're like, no.
So we're totally approachable and do not be shy.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
just
good.
Want to put that out there.
Yeah, because last year we were a little bit awkward and we didn't know what to do.
Yeah, we might be awkward.
Especially at the beginning, we were kind of like standing on the side, and then someone came and approached us, and we're like, okay, I guess we belong here, and then we kind of moseyed on a little closer. Right. So that's good. And what else do we have to talk about in our house? Oh, we 10,000 subscribers. Yay!
Which was fun. We started this. I think it's coming up to a year and a half.
Yeah, because I think it was December when we did our first one.
Yeah, so it's coming up on 2 years actually. Then.
Oh, you're right. Here I'm thinking. Just a year
it's only
because
we've only done 22 episodes. That's why. However, the reason we only have 22 is because we still haven't gotten into the groove of it, but
it'll come.
It'll come. Maybe one day we'll be putting these out once a week.
Once we get a studio, I think would help us. But
what hamstrings us is just that it's just a big setup every time.
Yeah, and we always we're very organic. It's sort of like we know when the time comes for us to move to the next step, and that I think that we'll know when that time comes. Yeah. But I've been looking at other podcasters who have 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, and we're like, 10, But I'm like,
we're thrilled.
We're so excited.
Thrilled. I mean, if we had 25 people who watched us regularly, I think we'd be happy. Yeah. So,
and it's funny because when I talk to my non-knitting friends, they're like, there are that many people who would watch a knitting podcast.
There are that many people that knit?
Really? They're like, oh my God, that's a lot. So it makes us feel good in that sense. So we're going to hopefully find some goodies at Rhinebeck to include in. We'll have a few prizes we talked about, right?
Yeah, so we are going to have a 10,000 subscriber. Yeah, subscriber. I get mixed up between followers and subscribers on Instagram versus YouTube. But we are going to have a 10,000 subscriber giveaway, and we're debating between one big prize or maybe multiple smaller ones. We haven't really
or big, medium, small.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
between now and the next podcast. But we have a question, right?
Yeah, so go ahead.
So the question is going to be, what's your favorite thing you've ever knit? So it's very large, and we're a bit selfish because we want some ideas.
Yeah, we want some ideas. So this is a great way.
Can you put pictures on YouTube in your comments?
I don't think so, but you can put links. So if you,
Oh wait, I don't know. Well, if you
can put links, I think I have. Put links, so when people have asked where is, and then I feel like I put links. So if you can, if you got a Ravelry project page you want to link to show us your project, that would be great.
It's not necessary, c'est pas obligatoire
at all,
but just as long as you just tell us what's your favorite thing to knit and that you are a subscriber as well,
and that you also need to be a subscriber. Yeah. So
and I think that was it. That's very basic. Oh, and how long is this open to?
Oh, we do this every time.
Oh my goodness! Okay, calendar.
What is the date? The 15th
so today's
today?
The 15th. So we
say to after Rhinebeck. This isn't going to go up until probably Wednesday or Thursday.
Shall we say until Halloween? So we remember the date.
Oh, that seems like long.
That's that'll be 2 weeks.
I feel like that's too long.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. Okay. What? Give me the
because we're on the Monday, and then say if we post on the Friday, which is the 18th. Halloween is just under 2 weeks after that. Because if we post it on the 18th, which is on the Thursday, I just say the Halloween, so we'll remember the date.
Halloween.
Because we sometimes forget the date, so Halloween. All that discussion, just say Halloween. You won't forget. So let us know again. The question is, what's your favorite thing that you've ever knit? Not that you have to have knit it, right?
Yeah, you have to have knit it.
It's not like that.
It's not that you'd like to knit. It's not dream knitting. It's what is your favorite thing you've ever knit?
Okay. Perfect.
Whether it's for yourself or somebody else. It doesn't have to be for you.
It doesn't have to be for you. You don't have to have it in your possession anymore.
But I just wanted to say, too, that it's been so nice to watch this community grow, our online group, whether it be through Instagram or YouTube. Just this sort of back and forth. It's just opened up a whole other dialogue, I guess, in a way. And, it feels very one-sided for us sometimes because we're sitting here and we're just talking at a screen. But just in terms of the people that it's brought into our lives and the community that's grown and the people that feel connected to Espace Tricot, really, we have to thank you guys and just want to put that out there, that it's just such a generous and wonderful community, really.
It is. I think it's one of the more positive communities in the social media networks, and I have to say the comments too.
These days.
And the comments are so nice. Like when we go through after the episodes and we read the comments, like and you see people like multiple who post comments on multiple platforms, and then you're kind of like, oh yeah, so you remember their names and their little stories, and also people coming into the store. So that's been really nice too. We've had a lot more foot traffic in our store from people who are traveling from abroad and coming to visit us. Yeah. So that's been
and are coming because they've seen the podcast.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. So the community's enlarged in so many ways, and it's nice to meet people outside of your little little zone. So
we are filled with gratitude, and we can't wait to give back in a tiny way with our
little giveaways.
Little giveaway.
And speaking of giveaways, so we had after our last podcast, the 2 winners of the hat trick and the touchdown contacted us, and they were so excited. They're like, I didn't even realize until you said it on the podcast. So that was fun, and they contacted us right away. So we sent off the packages.
Got their yarn, so I'm looking forward to see what they knit up with those. Yeah, I hope they send us pictures.
Please do.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I think that's it for housekeeping.
Sorry, we're just looking down at our notes, guys.
Oh, another thing we wanted to mention is we actually are going to keep this one a little short, too. I think, did we say that at the beginning?
Well, maybe. Sort of. Oh, yeah, we said that this is going to be like a little bit of a bonus
some people might be disappointed, some people might be happy. We'll see.
But we're at least it's got 45 minutes, so we're
I got a deadline
today. We're doing a drive-by podcast today.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so let's talk about what we're...
Yeah, so what we're wearing.
What we're wearing or what we're... Okay, go ahead. You go.
So mine is more simple. I'm wearing the half mitered. So it's a year ago that I finished knitting this. This was the project that I knit as my rehabilitation project when I broke my wrist. So
are you going to wear that? You need to wear that one day at Rhinebeck.
I am. I'm going to bring it. It's really...
you cast on at Rhinebeck. Didn't you?
No, I didn't because I had to buy the yarn online.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I had to buy it from another yarn shop.
You knit your first rehab stitches at Rhinebeck.
Yes, I knit exactly, and then I came home and I found this is Julie Asselin Pixel. So it's one of her older dyes, and I think her new one is called Pixelated. So it's the Lezu DK that I knitted in, and it is by Himawari Knits, Claudia at Himawari Knits, and it's called the Half Mitered. So maybe I'll just show you the beautiful, and I put some really little tassels. So I think
that would be beautiful in any Lezu DK from
and it was a really fun knit because the construction was something a little bit different. I don't want to take it off because it took me a long time to put all my tassels in the proper direction. But so that's what I'm wearing.
Okay, so I'm wearing my own personal version of my turtle dove sweater. Yay! So I've knit a couple for the store, and they live here. So I think I mentioned on the last podcast that I was going to cast one on for myself in black, which I did. And then I decided while I was knitting it that I was going to do kind of a cropped version. So I made this one quite a bit shorter. I think... I can't remember how many inches my pattern tells you to knit. It's on the pattern. However, I just knit this one to 4 inches past the armholes because I wanted just sort of like a pullover shrug, just sort of a...
And it looks great, I have to say, because Melissa was here before me, and then she opened the door, and it was like really like...
Yeah?
It was stunning.
Oh,
thank you. The shape is perfect. It's great.
It's very boxy, it's very square, it's not going to give you any kind of hourglass figure or anything, but, I kind of like that. So I did make... one or two other modifications. I think I knit the neck a little bit
tighter.
No, not tighter, just taller.
Okay.
Just longer. And so really the neck, just knit it to whatever your desire. I think I say 4 inches in the pattern. I think I might have done this one to 4.5 or something. I did do the short rows on the back just to raise the back up a little bit. And then I did see when Jody of the Grocery Girls was talking about her version on her podcast, she mentioned that she had done some decreases on the sleeves, and I really liked the look of it, actually. So I followed those exactly. So what she did was she decreased 2 stitches 5 times every 5 rows until just before the ribbing of the cuff. And so I just did exactly that. And,
it's so fun when the designer gets inspired by a knitter. So that was good.
So I'm really happy. I think I would knit a couple of these. Yeah. They're great just to throw over a tunic. I'm wearing it over another Faro dress, which I sewed up yesterday. And just like that. Well, it had been percolating. I had everything pre-washed and ready to go, so I was able to just cut it and
Was it easier the second time around?
It was much faster the second time around, I will say. But I'm looking forward to sewing something different next time.
And I think what I said to Melissa too with the crop version, because I've been looking for like when I have jeans and I have a thicker belt, I like a sweater just to fall above my belt. So I think that's perfect too. If you're a person who likes to have jeans with a bigger belt, that would be perfect.
Yeah, so knit it to 4 inches to 5, 6 inches. Like just keep trying it on. That's the beauty of top-down sweaters, really, is that you can just stop knitting whenever, especially if you choose to do the rolled hem version, which is what I did. So the pattern actually has the ribbed hem, split hem, and the rolled hem, and I'm a big fan of very simple cast off. It's the length you like, just okay. I'm done.
You try it on?
That's what I did. Go. So I just tried it on until I liked the length. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I knit it many inches past this and then decided that I wanted a cropped version, so pulled out. But if you're making it, just keep trying on until you're happy with the length. Really.
That's great.
So that's it. So that's what I'm wearing.
Look at that. You did like a whole wardrobe in no time.
Yeah. And and just to let you know that we have ordered, we keep selling out of the lift, particularly in black, because I keep designing in black. I did the Getting Warmer in black as well. And it's just, it works with everything in your wardrobe. Yeah. So,
but it's black, but it's kind of like charcoal,
because it's got that. But just to say that we have a huge shipment of Luft in black, which should be arriving this week. Maybe in by the time the podcast airs.
And I think I'd like to take the opportunity too to say that we are always ordering yarn and always ordering. It's so hard for us to keep on top of things, and then we do a sample and then we show it and then we're like oh, so by the time we show it we're sold out.
I know, so we apologize.
And we always, we're really sorry. So we're like trying to get on top of it.
There's a really good chance it's going to come back soon. So just bear with us and let us know. Send us an email saying, I really wanted that, and you talked about it on your podcast, and I went to your shop and it's gone. What's going on?
But you have to email the store and then info@espacetricot.com, and then that way we can put you in our reserve folder, and then we can call you. So just want to apologize that you might be frustrated and go, oh, every time I want that color, it's sold out. So really sorry.
Finished objects. About your color.
Oh, okay, so my Kyler. So I did not. I finished it last night, and I like to wet block my shawls, especially when there's lace, and get my edges clean. But I wasn't able to. So I'm really proud of myself that I had the stamina to keep going, because I think I talked about it when I had like 28 repeats. Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't. Cut this end off yet because I tend to bind off very tightly, but I went up 3 needle sizes for my bind off. So
that looks great.
So I just wanted to leave this in case I had to take it off and redo it. But I don't know if I could really get the full effect here, Melissa.
Well, we've already showed it's spectacular.
We've already showed the Kyler in gray, but look at this. I've got color, ladies and gentlemen.
Lisa, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Look at that.
It's
so
huge.
Beautiful.
It's like I didn't realize it was so big, and I'm so glad it's this big.
It is stunning.
And I have to say, I really, really love this idea of the stockinette with the lace.
Yeah.
And I really like this rib here at the bottom. Look how original that is. It's got rib.
It's 1 by 1?
It's a 1 by 1.
It's not a twisted rib, right?
No, it's a regular rib. It's 1 by 1. Then she does, this is by Isabel Kramer. Then she does 1 lace repeat, and then another huge rib border.
Isabel Kramer.
She's amazing.
She's the master.
She's amazing.
And she's just so prolific.
Oh my God, it's amazing. And like all kinds of stuff.
I know.
So I really, I can't wait to wear this. So I will bring this one to Rhinebeck. So I'll give it a nice...
Excuse the coughing, you guys.
You were
just
really
getting over
sick last week.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that. And
it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you wearing that at Rhinebeck.
Oh, yeah. And the color's good. I think, look at that.
It's perfect.
I think it's great. And on the note that, just talking about big woolly things, now this is nothing to write home about, but Melissa and I had this little discussion. So it's just my simple luxury that my son knit me for the school fair, which we donated the yarn. I taught the kids how to knit, and then I bought it. So... tell you that's what mothers do.
That's working for your knit.
So it was interesting because last week there was a really cold, rainy day.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. I hadn't really gotten my wool stuff out, and then I put this, and I was like, oh, I don't want to wear like a Madeline Tosh scarf or a merino scarf. I said I needed something something like woolly. So I grabbed this, and then remember we had that
because
discussion?
You were thinking you needed more warmth?
Yeah, I just felt like it was raining. And I just felt like if I was going to wear merino, it would maybe get droopy, and maybe it would take in water a little bit more. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, oh, it doesn't seem the right texture. So then I wore this, and what I realized, because we had a discussion last week about wool, right?
Yeah.
And when I put it on, it's like it created sort of like a barrier, and you had said it's like it traps the air inside.
Yeah, it traps it because it's very lofty.
And it's light.
Yeah, eco wool,
It's the eco wool. Yeah. Light and lofty, and it kind of created, so it wasn't snug up
like
against me.
this warm little heat halo of air.
Without being tied next to you. So when I wear my little scarves, I tend to wear things tighter for coat. But this, it was like...
It was there, but you were warm.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add that as...
But that's the beautiful property of 100% wool like that. Especially that's woolen spun.
Yes.
Because it's loftier and it does hold all that air.
And so it doesn't necessarily go tight up against your face, but it just is there and it provides something. And it was raining, and the water just kind of like beads off. You know, it doesn't get ABB.
But and even if it does get wet, it will still be warm.
Yeah. So that was just my little light bulb moment as I wore my little scarf. So
I think you had that same light bulb moment at Rhinebeck when you wore your
when my low-piece sweater. Yeah. So we'll see about that. So that's what I'm wearing. That's what you're wearing. Now, what about finished objects? You have your in the loop list.
Okay. So very excitingly, I have a new design. Did I talk about this on? I thought I might have alluded to.
Yes,
Mona was knitting something for me. So I'm going to show a picture so you get an idea. This is called I was going to call it the turtle dove. In the loop, and it is a loop cowl that I designed a couple of weeks ago. I wrote up the pattern for Mona
on a napkin.
On a napkin
while we were having our coffee chatty knitting session. She's like, "Oh, I have this idea," and she takes it, and then we took a picture of the napkin and we sent it to Mona.
And Mona
she knit it in a flash.
She knit it in no time.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it. I have to say, it's like. It's just a double cowl, but it's original because you have thin stripes on one side, and then on the other side,
and you can just and then have the thicker stripes. And you know what? This is modeled very much on my Gateway to Rustic cowl in the sense that it starts with provisional cast on. You knit up the black and white 2-row stripes all the way up one side. You do a turning row, and then you just come down the other side doing 2-inch stripes. Yep. And then you do a 3-needle bind off to finish it off. So super simple, very easy. It's a Knit with Alpaca classic. I didn't even bring a ball over.
Well, you have the kit right
here.
Oh yeah. So
yesterday, some of our staff put together some kits. So we will have some kits for this in the shop, and it takes 2 black, 2 white. And then 1 each of the...
Like the pink, the blush, the light gray, and the...
what is it called?
Acid green.
Something satin.
What I really like about the colors, when Melissa showed me the colors, I'm like, it's not expected.
Yes.
You know?
I had fun with this color palette because, I'm all about this color lately.
Like, if you didn't have this, I'd be like, whatever, regular. But this blush just like...
Kind of changes it a little bit, right?
And I just wanted to show your other pictures that you took, Melissa, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like styled in different ways.
Wow, it's very warm. Or maybe I'm
and
just
it's very
warm.
light.
Yeah, super light.
But look, you know what's cool too? It's it's reversible.
Yeah, totally reversible.
Look at that.
So just flip
super
out whatever
cool.
side you want. So, what I like about, me, this is like my 3 favorite things. Knitting in the round, stripes, and halo.
You've reached the summum. You've grabbed the brass ring.
So, I feel like those things are going to be, one or all 3 of those things are going to be in basically everything I design.
Exactly.
But I just love knitting in the round. In fact, I kind of regretted not being able to knit this myself. But in the interest of time, it was nice to have Mona knit it up for me and turn it around so quickly. And so I've sent this to Stephanie, who manages some of our Ravelry stuff, and she is going to post this pattern today. So it should be up by the time. But that was our cleaning lady just came in a half hour early, so we are a bit discombobulated. Anyway, okay, next thing, Lise.
So, this I'm totally impressed.
Oh, is this my...
Yeah, well, do you want to talk about that there?
Yeah, okay. So
I don't have anything else finished, Melissa.
This is not a recently finished object. This is many years, actually. So this I finished 4 years ago. I think I knit it when I moved to the States.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it wasn't in the store. So
and it is called 22 Little Clouds. And it's by Martina Behm. And I love it because it is just this great little... Oh, I guess I've got this turtleneck on, so it's not really...
Can't be your model today, Melissa.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lise, can you model?
Yeah, just...
So, and what's nice is that I can it's just perfect for fitting to my coat, and then I can adjust it to, with these, and they're not too long. And anyway, I love it. But I wasn't wearing it as much as I could have been because it was I had knit it in an olive green that just wasn't as...
It was too yellowy, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I loved the color objectively. It just didn't go with everything that I wear or my outerwear. I don't know.
You just wanted something neutral that goes with everything, basically.
That's exactly what I wanted, Lise. Thanks. Anyway, so yesterday I thought, and so what I did was last week I came to the store and I took out the yarn, well, the week before because I was sick last week, but I had taken out the yarn. So what I did was I had knit this with a strand of Madeline Tosh Merino Light and a strand of Shibui Silk Cloud, so it has that little halo. And I came to the store last week and I got both of those in black. Because I thought, I'll knit myself a new one.
She knit it up in 2 hours.
Yeah. Excuse me. No, so then I was like, why am I going to knit another one of these when I have one hanging around I don't wear? So I bought dye, you guys.
Tintex, just from the pharmacy.
Yeah, actually, I don't know, can you get it at the pharmacy?
Yeah, Jean Coutu, they sell
Tintex. I just bought it at the
Tintex.
fabric store.
Oh, okay.
But, and so I just threw it in there, and then I was walking around my house saying, what else have I knit that I don't like the color of? So I threw in 3 things, actually, and they are all black. And
I am so impressed.
Great additions to my wardrobe.
That's the best
So if you really
ever.
don't like the color of something you've knit and you're not getting wear out of it, just know that you can at least dye it black. I mean, you could probably dye it some other colors, I don't know, but black works.
I even have one better. Knit in white because it's really easy to see the stitches, and then just dye it black. I'm like, that's genius.
Well, what I will say is it has lost all the beautiful tonality of the Tosh, you know.
And there was a bit of a shine too. I found in the green one.
Maybe it still has a little bit of a shine, but I will say that it's just pretty solid black. Which is fine.
And it was faster than knitting a new one.
And it was faster than knitting a new one. Now I can return that yarn.
I think that's fabulous. I'm like, what? Why didn't I think of that? That's fantastic.
Yeah, I did a hat for my son that I had done for him a long time ago in a light blue. And he's like, I'm just not a light blue kind of guy anymore. So I dyed it black. Yeah. Because he's 14 now. It's black, your hat, And then what else? Oh, another thing that I had done.
Another thing you had told me.
Another sort of neck scarf.
I'm already going through my mind. There's this one I did and that one I did. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right.
Yay.
All right. So
okay, that's it. So that's all my finished objects and your finished objects, and then we have some store samples. Okay. So we have these gorgeous socks by Tracie of the Grocery Girls, and these are called the GALIANO socks.
Oh, they're so pretty.
They are such a pretty design.
I should have put them on sock blockers.
Oh, I know. We were rushed today. Yeah. My lovely hand will have to do.
Will have to do.
So here's the pattern.
It's that beautiful cable.
So Amalia knit them for us. Just beautiful. And the color, this is the Lichen and Lace.
Citron,
80-20. Citron.
Yeah, in the 80-20.
In the 80-20. And I think we're either sold out or almost sold out, but we're...
probably.
We have another order pending with Lichen and Lace.
But we have loads of other colors.
Other beautiful colors. So just so pretty. And Amalia knit those up so fast.
I know. So she said it was a beautiful pattern to follow. It was just a pleasure from beginning to end. So, and she knit the medium, right? So there are multiple sizes in the pattern. She knit the women's medium and
women's medium. So thank you to Tracie for designing that pattern. So pretty. And it's kind of fun because it has, the stockinette on one side and then the cable on the other side. So if you're new to cables too, I think that would be fun too.
And what I love about these socks is that this is you can't get more Canadian, right? So you've got Canadian yarn, you've got a Canadian designer.
And a Canadian who knit them.
And they're in our Canadian store.
That's
but
great.
yeah, so this was it was great to have those up. I really there's another sock pattern by Tracie that I'd like to cast on as well, and she was so kind to send me the pattern through Ravelry.
Nice.
So that will.
So thank you, Tracie.
When I get back into the sock
because you were big into that last year.
I was for a while. I haven't done socks in a long time.
Okay. And we have the little cloud, the chevron cloud that we've decided to reknit. We've also, we're always trying to find, every yarn that comes in, we want to find a sample for. So now we're like, why don't we go into our archives and find things we've designed and reknit them? Because a lot of them now are with yarns like Giovanna is reknitting my escargot bleu, which I did in Madeleine Tosh Pashmina, which we don't have anymore. Mm-hmm. So she's reknitting it in the Garthenor Beacons, and we have Naomi here who's knitting this for us.
So pretty.
Very pretty.
She's finished, right?
Yeah, she's going to bring it this week.
Too bad we didn't have it for today.
Next podcast.
Anyway, so this is the chevron cloud pattern, and this is now being reknit by Naomi for us, and she's posted a couple of pictures to Instagram that I've reposted. But this is the lichen and lace marsh mohair combined with our gray space from Knitting It Up, and excuse me, and so Naomi was a little concerned that when she did the swatch, the texture was the fabric was a little loose. Okay. And so what she did actually was just modify the pattern a little bit so that the width of this would be the same, but she just added 2 stitches to the repeat. Okay. And so I have circulated that modification to anyone who wanted it through Instagram, but we will be
posting it as soon as she's done.
That. Yeah.
And she's a fast knitter too.
Yeah. So this is actually she's approaching. Well, this is how much she has left of the first skeins. So I think it's going to take 2 skeins of each. I think we decided it's going to take 2 skeins of each, and maybe only 1.5 will be used, so there'll be some left over. But anyway, it just creates that beautiful sort of shimmer with the sort of matte halo.
And it's quite amazing because this is Knitting It Up, and it's our gray space, and this is lichen and lace marsh
and
mohair.
They're a perfect match.
And we're shocked at the colors, how well they go, and we actually found many colors of the mohair and the grace blend beautifully together. So you might want to check out those two for this project or any other project. We find that the palettes are very compatible. Yeah. You don't always have that with the hand dyers, but that one, it's really nice and compatible for that. Okay. So those are our 2 new store samples. What works in progress?
Oh, do you have any works in progress, Liz?
Well, I kind of I do, but not really.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that. So, if any of you saw my Instagram post, I put all my project bags. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so I have all these projects, but I have to admit, 2 of them were kind of I had the yarn, the pattern that I was going to knit.
But they weren't cast on
yet? They
weren't
cast on yet, but they were they've been on my radar for a long time. And then I'm like, I just finished the Kyler last night. So I just finished it, and I was like, okay. I that itch to cast on, but I was like, no, I need to focus. So I'm actually designing something in Scout. So it's just a long, I don't know. Yeah. It's we never know if we should be showing things that we design or we're in the process of designing or not, or
I think we should show it. Yeah.
So because it's sort of
I feel like I'm excited.
Because I feel like I'm knitting on cachette, I'm not showing anybody.
I know.
On cachette is hiding,
Yeah, but then it looks like you're not knitting anything.
Yeah.
Right?
But
when
you're
working on the collection.
So I'm knitting this. It's a rectangle. And it's knit with Scout, with Cowboy and Scout. It's my thing. And I'm doing this cable up the side. So I'm just doing a rib border, and then a rib border on this side and a rib border on that side. Oh, is it
ribbed on this side too? That's pretty.
Yeah. So nice. I've done my side borders are ribbed, and my bottom border is ribbed, and it's just stockinette with a cable.
Very nice. So, I think it's pretty. So it'll just be a big
rectangle
wrap.
And the idea is that I travel a lot, and so I like to take a nice big shawl on the airplane. And so I thought this would be a really fun shawl to take on the airplane because it can be a pillow, it can be a blanket, it can, if it's cool in the airport.
You're going to have to call it something travel related.
Yeah, it's going to be travel related. Now, it can be when you're on a train, when you're on a bus, it could be in the car, it could be any, it doesn't even have to be travel. But that was the concept of why I wanted to design it. And so I'm really loving it. And I tell you, this yarn, this Scout, is so squishy. It's like, I don't, can you see how squishy it is? So
we do love this yarn a lot.
So I really like it. And it's, my pattern is, I think it's a 6-row repeat that I keep doing.
Oh.
Yeah, let me see. Nice. Here's my little.
And it's basically just the cable.
It's just the cable. It's like a 6-row repeat with rib, and a cable. So I'm really enjoying knitting this. So
this is one of those projects that's just meditative and easy, and you can pick up any time. It's going to be. Is that going to be your Rhinebeck travel?
Yes, because I need when I'm social knitting, it has to be very basic for me. Yeah. So I'm doing that. So I'm knitting this, and then I have my rose cardigan that I've left, but I don't think I'm going to cast anything new on. I think I'm going to focus on this, my rose cardigan. I
know.
And that's what I think.
I think we have to just do that
not go on Ravelry.
Focused, conscious knitting.
Yeah.
Right, Lise?
Though I say that, but then I was looking this morning because I also, one of the things is I have a sweater design and I've mapped it all out, but I just haven't started it because I had to do my Kyler. And so I'm like, do I want to work designing or do I just want to find a sweater? So I was looking this morning and I really like this one because I'm very into this honeycomb pattern. I knit a scarf called Apis dorsata by Anne. I forget the last name. I'll find out the designer's last name. And it was in Pashmina. And I knit that many years ago. And this is kind of coming back to me. And Andrea Mowry has a sweater with this design.
Well, it's a little bit different, but it has that same honeycomb effect.
Yes, the same kind of. This one is not as honeycomb. It's done a little bit differently.
And both of us are designing with that.
With the honeycomb, right, exactly. Yeah. And it's funny because I'm like, Melissa's like, I have this idea for the blanket. I'm like, I have this idea for a shawl, and we both. Almost at the same time, it was this honeycomb thing. So it must be out in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
So this one is called Oldies by Rivive Designs. And I just think, however, that I might switch the ribbing and just do a regular ribbing. I think it's a broken rib. I haven't bought the pattern yet.
So just to echo the ribbing at the top?
Yes. That's what I think I'm going to do. So this is an idea. It's a 20-stitch gauge, so it'll be, fast like the Ingalls.
Yeah.
But I'm not committing yet. But that's on my radar.
But just in case you needed some
In case I need a garment. Though I said I wasn't going to knit sweaters anymore. But you see, it's all...
Oh, yeah. See? But it's like childbirth. You forget.
Yeah. So we'll see. So I'm just kind of taking it easy and trying to work through the things I have.
So I, on the other hand, am all about sweaters. And... I keep thinking, I should cast on a shawl, or I should cast on a hat, or I should cast on a...
We always think we should, but we should just do what we want.
Exactly.
I always tell our customers, knitting is for pleasure. There's no shoulds. You should knit what you want with what you want. Yeah. Easy, hard, pattern. It's just for pleasure.
Yeah. And this is Slow Fashion October. I don't know if anybody is familiar with this, but it's got me, and you can find out all about it if you go to the Fringe Association website or look online, Instagram, and just hashtag Slow Fashion October. But it's got me thinking a lot more about not succumbing to the impulse, the panic, the fear of missing out, and just to be very conscious and thoughtful about what I want to cast on. Does it work in my wardrobe? Does it work with what I already have? Is it going to be flattering on me? Or, flattering in the sense that not that everything has to be flattering and that we always have to be, knitting in a way that makes us attractive somehow. It's more about, is it something that I'm going to feel good wearing? And so even though there are so many things that I keep feeling myself impulsively wanting to cast on, I'm engaging in this practice of not casting it on, resisting the urge, thinking and just letting it sit for a couple of days, and then reevaluating whether or not that's something I want to revisit.
And I think we go through phases where we get good at that, and then sometimes we forget.
I'm the worst. And that's why we have all these whips, and I love having a lot of whips because I do like rotating through projects and bringing them all to various degrees of completion, and then all of a sudden you sort of finish a whole bunch at once.
Yeah.
And so I'm all about having multiple whips. It's more that I have whips I know I'll never go back to.
Right.
And
you have whips within you. You have these desires within you.
And so anyway, all that to say that the two things that I've cast on are things that I have been thinking about for a long time, that I really reflected on. Both of them involve quite a bit of knitting, but certainly the sweater. This is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knit. And it's a 21 stitch gauge, so it's not, it's not any more or less than a lot of the ones we've been knitting. I think the Tecumseh is 22, so this is it's going to be a fairly quick knit, I think, especially since I just cast on the day before yesterday, I think. So, this is one of those patterns that is out there and lots of people are knitting, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't jumping on a bandwagon, but I really love it, and I love enough of them, and I think that I can make this work for me. This waistband at the bottom is definitely not going to work for me, so that's something that I would modify. I would probably just leave it off and have this sort of be a little bit A-line, just like I did, just like everything. I do on most of my sweaters, exactly, because that is a better fit for me. So, but I do love the neckline. I love the arms, and it's stranded with mohair, so need I say more?
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm knitting this with the Knitting It Up Gray Space combined with Shibui Silk Cloud in the Bordeaux colorway, and I had a remnant of this at home, and I had this at home, so I thought, oh yeah, those work. So I cast it on, and then I came in last night to pick up some more of this, only realized that we're completely sold out. So we have reordered it, but I've also spoken to Annie this morning about knitting up mohair for us, because we'll probably bring in her mohair eventually. Yeah. I know that that's something that she has in development, but maybe we'll just bring it in a few colors to start, and particularly in this color, which is called Wicked Games, so that we can make kits for anyone who might be interested in
sweater.
in that sweater in that colorway. So I think that's all I wanted to say about that. And
speaking on our sort of staying away and really being thoughtful about our projects, I actually take breaks from Ravelry, where I won't go on Ravelry for a couple of weeks, and just it feels good, because before I was always like every day, I'm like, oh, I have a moment, let me check Ravelry, but I actually take breaks, and I feel that really helps to calm me down, and not get overexcited about projects.
But you know what I think the difference is for me and you is that you're not really on social media, so you're not really on Instagram.
No, I don't really see anything.
And so I'm on Instagram partly because I love it, and partly because it's my job. And so I'm on it all the time, and I'm constantly getting this input, and seeing all these beautiful things in my feed, and always feeling like, oh my God, yes, I want that. I want to, I need that. Because the wants become needs, become cast on.
But the thing is, knitting takes so long to do that. Now what I'm starting to really do is I think, and I said, okay, how long is this project going to take me realistically? Do I have the stamina to make it to the end? Like, is there enough of an impulse? So sometimes when I
love the project enough to know that your love for it is going to see you through all that boringness.
And sometimes what I do is I wait. I'm like, especially when I get really, really excited, that's when I wait now, which is really hard, because I'm like, oh, I just want, and then I'm dreaming, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the store right now, and I'm going to go get the yarn, or if Françoise is working, I'll like text her and go, Françoise, can you bring this home, and I'll come to your house and get it. So now when I get that, I actually put the brakes on, and I'm like, no, because it's like a coup de foudre. What's that when you love at first sight? Yeah. When you get the what's the coup de foudre in English? Is it just love at first sight? And you get like all excited, and you're just like, oh, I want it right now. No, and then it dies. So I just
we're so fickle.
So I'm just like, fickle. Okay, let me get over that. I want it, and then do I really want it? And then I can be.
Is it real? Is that real? Feeling real? If you give yourself a bit of time.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it's
because basically we're managing ourselves, right?
but that's what life is. It's about realizing yourself and your impulses, and and taking responsibility for that. And I love self-analysis, So I think
because otherwise you just wind up with stuff in your closet you're not going to wear, or a lot of unfinished projects. Right. And knitting takes time, and it's not cheap.
No,
it's not cheap.
And we don't want to sound hypocritical, because we are a yarn shop, and we're always posting things on Instagram, and we're like showing you things. So we're not being hypocritical, because we are being.
But we're knitters too.
But we're knitters
so we
too.
Understand.
So it's kind of like that both. And sometimes too, when we're in the shop, and we see customers, and we try to help them, and it's not like, oh yeah, you should knit that project. We're like, okay, we help them talk through things or work through things as well. So just want to put that out there.
And then sometimes we just want to knit what they're knitting.
Yeah, I know. So it's hard too, because we get influenced so much, and there's just so many beautiful things. But realistically, how much time do you have?
Yeah. So I think this whole Slow Fashion October just has us thinking about that, right?
Exactly.
Let's be a little more thoughtful. Try and control ourselves, or at least just slow it down a little bit so that you can really decide with a clear mind if it's something you want to.
And take the time and look at the pictures and think about it and how much time do you realistically have. Is this a busy month for you, not a busy month? Yeah. And I actually started a drawing class, so I've decided that I'm throwing myself into some of my other forms of creativity. And the teacher, when we introduced ourselves and I said I owned a yarn shop, she said, I've always wanted to learn how to knit. She goes, but I just can't do it because I know I'm going to become obsessed and I'm not going to do any other of my creative endeavors. Yeah. And that's true. Like as knitters, you
give yourself over to that thing, you know?
So she's staying away, but who knows, by the end of the semester, I might have convinced her. So I actually, now that I'm knitting, when I take my class, so that's taken away from my knitting, and there's actually homework to do, so that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. So the other, did you have something to talk about next, Lise? Or
you wanted to talk about this?
Well, yeah, just because I'm about to cast this one on as well. I almost cast it on yesterday.
That was on my list for a long time too, but I haven't.
So this is also by Petite Knit, and it's the No Frills cardigan. So, I'm a no frills kind of girl, in case you haven't picked up on that already. There's not a lot of detail, tons of texture. I'm not doing a lot of lace stuff.
It's what we used to call boring, then we called modern, then we called simple.
Listen, it's a lot of people's really boring, but it's where I'm comfortable. So this, in that vein, this sweater just spoke to me, and so I've decided to cast it on with Shibui Silk Cloud, of course, but with the new Rama lamb wool yarn that we got into
I forgot. I'm designing a pattern too in the lamb wool.
Oh yeah,
with Françoise is helping me, and the lamb wool is really nice.
It is really nice. So I think those two. This is going to give it a nice structure and warmth. And I'm hoping that it's going to hold its shape because it's a very, big cardigan, long cardigan. So I don't want it to stretch, and because it'll be heavy by the time it gets down to the bottom, especially since it's got pockets and the whole thing.
What's the gauge of that one, Melissa?
It's 21 as well.
Okay.
So I think these two together, this is technically a lace weight, but it's a light fingering with the Silk Cloud. I think it'll keep it nice and light and lofty. And I think the reason that I love putting Silk Cloud in so many things is that it allows you to knit at a larger gauge with finer yarns, and it allows your projects just to retain that lightness that prevents them from being...
And the structure.
Yeah, from falling. And also I find that it really just prevents pilling. I find that whenever I put these
you've been a mohair girl since I first met you.
Yeah, so I find they just, all the sweaters I've knit where I've stranded with mohair pill so far, less than anything else I own.
And before you started the stranding with mohair, remember when we first opened the store, was it Nashua? There was
Nashua Creative Focus.
Yes, that was your first yarn
because it had that. I don't even remember what the composition of that yarn was, but I was always attracted to that. And then the Rowan Cocoon, I remember loving because it had mohair in it as well.
And then the Ultra Alpaca too.
Yeah.
Because it's not mohair, but it had that halo.
Yeah.
You've been about the halo since the first day I met her at the other yarn shop.
I know, but it's starting to become a little bit of a... I'm okay with it, just go with what you like.
Exactly. We all have our thing.
Exactly.
So, I wanted to say I frogged my Sapila.
There are going to be some disappointed people out there,
I know, but I was so proud of myself because I am not a baler.
But that's not baling.
Well, and to me it was baling.
Really?
I know it's not baling, but to me it's baling.
Oh, Lise, I think you need to reframe that because I think that if you are knitting a project and realize partway through knitting that this is not for you, it's either not enjoyable, you're not going to wear it, it's not turning out how you... Yeah. I think it takes a bigger person to frog that.
I know. I was so proud of myself.
And just have it...
I was so proud of myself, and because it was too tight. The whole thing was too tight, and I felt that if I'm going to do it, it has to be looser. Yeah. So I brought it to the store, and Stephanie Earp helped me. She took one color, I took the other color, and she's like, "Oh, you're frogging it," and we just went and we did it. And I have to say, I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder.
Yeah, because it was like one whip less.
And I returned all the yarn to the store, but now I have 2 balls that are
That's all right.
that are waiting to be used for another project. Yeah. So anyways, so I forgot to update you that I frogged that. So that was that. And I think we don't have that much time left.
No, I think we're going to wrap it up,
I wanted to show our little tags.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
we have some other stuff to show here, but we'll keep that for, or maybe just these and our tags.
Came in. Yeah, that's a quick thing. So you can show the zigzags while I get the tags.
So these are our boxy bags from Zigzag Stitches.
This will be our last batch.
Oh, does this not have our pin? Oh, yeah, there's our, but this one doesn't have a pin on it. But they do come with, it's our last batch?
Yeah, we've run out of fabric, so it's our last batch.
Okay, so these are sewn for us by Catherine of Zigzag Stitches. And they are great. They're just, we were buying her boxy bags for years before we asked her to make these ones specifically for us. So they're denim or a plain canvas, and we have them in a whole variety
of zipper
colors. And I think we're fully stocked in all the colors right now, right? And I see another box from her at the back there. So this will, as Lisa said, this will be the last go around for these, and we'll have to come up with another idea in the future, right?
So we love our project bags, and it's funny because Gianluca's teacher has 3 projects in one bag, and she's like losing everything, and it's fun. I'm like, one project, one bag. Yeah. So we continue to love our zip pockets. So we've got some new designs by Bagu. So we have the gingham ones, and then we have the celestial body ones, which are really fun. So I took these home because they're black. Did you? Yeah. I love these bags, and I just realized I had coffee all over one of them, so I just washed it this morning.
Oh, at least show our tag that's on there.
Yeah. So this is another thing I wanted to show. So we're so excited. We got these little, nothing fancy, but we got these little tags, and it's a carabiner keychain. And on the back it says, "This project bag belongs to," and I put my email address, and then at the bottom it says, "What happens at the LYS stays at the LYS."
And they're nice. They're rubber.
Yeah.
So they're very flexible, and they're not going to break or get damaged.
And you know what?
You can use it as keychain, but we designed them as project bags.
And what's great is that when I go anywhere and I bring my project bag, if it doesn't fit inside my purse, I just clip it on, and so I always have it. So I actually had. I usually carry a couple of carabiners with me in my bag, but now I have the key tag. And I'm going to tell you this story. I was in IKEA 2 weeks ago, and you know when you shouldn't do something, but you do it anyways?
What did you do?
So I had a small purse, and I'm like, I shoved my project bag in, because I'm like, I don't know, maybe in IKEA I'll get bored and I'll get time to knit. And I'm like, it's going to fall out. No, it's not going to fall out. So we go all the way around, and then we got something to eat at the cafeteria. And then I'm like, oh, my bag is really light. My project bag.
Really? It fell out?
Oh, so my heart's.
What was in it? Kyler?
It was this.
Kyler.
No, it was my design.
Oh.
And I'm like, obviously nobody's gonna want what's in there, but it's like the knitting that I've done, and so then I said, okay, calm down, retrace your steps. And I'm like, I don't even have my name on my bag or anything. So I retraced my steps, and as I was getting towards the beginning, my heart was just sinking. I'm like, okay, if I haven't found it now, I'm not going to find it. So then I saw these 2 guys, where's the lost and found, they told me. And as I'm going, it was, when you walked up the stairs, there was a bed display.
It was
and
on
my
there?
project was there, and it was open. My bag was open,
Really?
so somebody must have looked at it, and it was like open like this on the bed.
And then we're like, no, don't want this.
I don't want it. So I was like, oh my God, now I definitely need a tag on every bag that I have. And it works with the Sharpie. So we tested them, and it's Sharpie, and it stays on. So these are cute little
so those are in the
bag
web store
tags.
now,
So they're there. And anything else quickly?
I think that's it. I mean, we have some more yarn, but we haven't knit anything with them yet.
Right.
So I think we'll just wait until we have something a little bit
more
interesting
to show.
We have
the
just to let people know that we have received our restock of Linus 6, so that's back in stock. It's going fast again though, so hopefully there are still some by the time this podcast airs. We got
the new cards. So we were so excited. They came in, I swear to God, within a couple of days they sold out these cards from Catherine Petite.
Yeah.
And so we got some new designs. So here, why don't you take a few? So we actually this is a new design. So we got this one. We got a whole bunch.
Did we have this one before, Elise? So Catherine Pelletier is an illustrator in Quebec City, and she does so many sort of fiber-related greeting cards. They're all blank.
And this one here. So this is succulents.
They flew out. Is that the same one I'm about to hold?
No, that's succulents.
These are ranunculus flowers, actually.
Which is hilarious, because that's a sweater you've knit. And this is cute because it's cotton, actually.
Yeah, so not just the
for your vegans out there, you can get them the cotton one.
There we go. Little Robin wearing a hat, a toque.
And I think the other ones, most of them.
Really? I feel like
this one maybe. I don't know if that's new.
Oh, it's not new, but this is my favorite, I think.
I love that one.
Yeah, this might be my Christmas card that I'll be sending out.
And look at the bear.
Oh, I love the bear too.
I love the bear too.
I love it. Oh, I love
She's
them
such a
wearing those big. There was what was it? There was a sheep as well.
Oh,
There's a sheep with the wreath
Oh, here
around
it
its
is.
neck?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is a new one as well.
Yeah, I like that one as well. That one's new.
Yeah. So I mean, we just think she's great, and I mean, we send the order, she packages it the same day, and we get it the day after.
Yeah.
So, and we hope to be able to work with her for other projects as well. So after Christmas, we have some meetings that we're going to book with her to hopefully get some projects going. So we're really happy to have her cards restocked, and they're so quick to come, so we'll be getting them on a regular basis. And bagu too. So we got some duck bags as well.
Yeah.
Now these kind of flew in and flew out.
Yeah, so I think we have a few black ones left.
We have denim.
And denim. We did have the ochre, which I Instagrammed, and of course it sold out instantly.
And the olive. I took the olive.
The olive, I think we're sold out of the olive.
So we're going to be reordering them as well.
That we have left.
So these
yeah,
are
we'll
bags
be
that we'll
reordering, but I think even the ochre is sold out with the...
it took us a long time to get because it was sold out, and then the dark olive we were supposed to get 10.
But they're great,
but
and the denim,
5.
I mean, who doesn't need a denim bag?
Yeah.
Those are great.
So those are from Bagu as well. So that's some new things that we've stocked, and next time on our next podcast, we'll have a little bit more time to share more of our goodies with you. So that's it. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to be part of our giveaway, and to answer the question, what's your favorite thing that you've ever knit?
And we will be announcing the winner on October 31st. On Halloween.
Yes, we shall.
And hopefully we'll see some of you at Rhinebeck this coming weekend. And if not, don't have FOMO, people.
Yes.
Don't have FOMO. Just know we're thinking of you.
Exactly. We're all in this together.
We
can do it. Great. Thanks again, and we'll see you
next
time. Yeah. Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Bye.